All right, I'll see you over there. Let's talk about this. Whew. It's toasty. I did my beer collection video, my second one yesterday, filmed that. It was 109 degrees at like 7:30 p.m. It's almost 4 p.m. 105 degrees right now. It's not cold. Why am I brewing? If there's any style that should be brewed in this kind of heat, it's this style. And that's the Hefeweizen, and I'm going to be adding fruit to it. I asked you guys on a couple videos ago what I should brew next. The first comment I saw, someone said Hefeweizen with fruit. This is posted by Jimmy J on the comments section. So I said, I'm doing it. And he replied with saying, kumquat, key lime, or more exotic fruit, question mark. And my buddy has a kumquat tree, texted him. They're not growing right now. They'll probably be dead anyway in this kind of heat. So unfortunately I can't do kumquats. I don't know the fruit I'm going to use yet. Anyone else has other suggestions, please let me know. Jimmy J specifically, if you see this, comment below as well. Sorry, my energy is really wacky right now. It's heat, I guess, sucks the energy out of you, it turns out. It feels like I just woke up. So, I'm going to go to a history of this. I don't want to like belabor the history, but I always find these things fascinating. Especially when there's like stories behind it. It's not necessarily like a crazy story or anything with this, with like dragons or swords or anything. So historians believe that they originated in Bohemia in the 1400s, and it was exclusive to nobility. Then in around 1500, in a town near the Czech border, or near that's now modern Czech border, Hans VI, Duke of Degensburg, he set up the first Weizen brewery in that town. And at that time, the wheat ales were really restricted. And the Degensburg held a monopoly as being the only wheat brewing brewery. Because they were the only ones doing it, because the monopoly was so tight on it. And why it was tight is because of the Reichsheidsgebot vote. And a lot of that, for those who don't know, that's German purity law, and I think that was 1516 off the top of my head. And that was put in place because they wanted barley, wheat, and hops only to be made for beer, and wheat was largely going to be used then for bread and stuff. There's other reasons behind it, too, but that was one of the reasons. So about a year later, the Degensburg family kind of fizzled out, and another Duke of Bavaria took over and expanded to a few other breweries, actually, and allowed them to brew other, the breweries were allowed to brew wheat beer. And then that was going along until 1800, where it just kind of hit a brick wall, and then there was kind of reduced to about 2 breweries. And then what happened, there was still kind of a control on the monopoly on this stuff. It was all but dead until 1855, until some brewer, Schneider, took over this one wheat, acquired a license to this brewery, and was trying to basically in the stronghold on wheat beer through the Dukes and stuff, and he succeeded in 1872, and then which expanded out from there. So it still wasn't super popular though up until about 1960, but 70s and 80s and 90s came along. It boomed, it took off, maybe through advertising or just realizing how good the style can be, and now it's big, and now it's one of the biggest selling beers in Germany. So that's the history of the Weizen beer, Weizen if you will. The Hefeweizen was included in that, obviously. So to do these beers, it's popular to mash in low around 110 degrees Fahrenheit and then step mash up. I did not do that. I just infused in, as you guys saw. And I allegedly why you go that low is you can do what's called ferulic acid rest. And that helps with the, then the yeast take the ferulic acid and convert it into a compound called 4-vinyl glycol. And that is like the clove stuff. So that can be really enhanced on those lower mash temps. So I'm very tempted to do an open fermentation on this, and which is common in Germany. And what they do is they ferment it in open vats. This could allegedly help with more ester formation and phenols too. Studies have shown actually that 50% more phenols can be produced doing an open fermentation, and ester production can double. So it's really interesting. Now I did something here. I don't know if I'm going to do it, or use it I should say, as I did cut off this milk carton, or this water jug. Jeez. And I don't know. This is so flimsy. I don't know. That's all I could get from my 1 gallon batches. So I do one where I do one closed in my regular jug, like so, and then one in here. And then I think near the end fermentation, I would just bottle it to a jug just so it doesn't get oxidized. But I don't know. I might just do it. Why not? It's be like 0.75 gallons. It's really not that much beer to lose. But I think it'd be kind of fun to do a side by side. So let's keep going with the brew day. So I have to get my sparge water now, and the faucet's all the way over there. It's gonna be like crossing the Sahara Desert right now. So I realized I forgot to talk about the recipe. Just dawned on me. It's a split. Wheat, German wheat to be exact, and 2-row. The yeast I'm using is the WLP 380. It's supposed to be more in a clove-like, less banana. So I'm not a huge banana fan in beer. I can deal with some clove. The hops are Racao, one addition at 60, one at flame out. For IBUs is about 13. Why I'm using Racao is because it's low on the fruity side, and I don't really care to make this a traditional Hefeweizen. I'm gonna add fruit to it anyway. Ferment it normally, add fruit to a secondary on both, or maybe just one, we'll see. Bottle it, taste it. 1033, going for 1034. Post-spell targets 1047. On track. Okay, let's see where we're at. 10:51. So that's pretty good. I'm a little higher than I was anticipating. I got a pretty good boil off there, it looks like, but definitely within style. So I'm gonna transfer some of it to this. This is a really silly idea. Kind of embarrassing, but you know what? Whatever. It's just whatever amount this is of beer. So if it goes really south, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna do that now. All right, well, on my chest freezer here set to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. The low end of this is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where I want it. So that's it for this video. And you know, I'll decide what fruit to add, and you know, based off your guys' comments. And yeah, I'll go for there, and hopefully the beer turns out pretty good. See you next time.